Center.
Yeah, is that what
That's right. Boys and girls, this is OCCW, and this is the Royal Ramble with Jonathan Mellis and our OCCW Tag Team Champions, Thunder and Lightning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another exciting episode of Orange County Championship Wrestling's flagship program, the Royal Ramble. To my left, the inimitable, integral, indomitable Azrael. And to my right, his co-champion, tag team partner, B.A. Marcus Frey. How you guys doing today?
Hey, we're doing good. I'm still the reigning, defending Destination 6 heavyweight champion. We're still the tag team champions. I am the show everywhere I go, from San Diego to Barstow. And if you didn't know, now you know. And we are coming to you live from the Crossroads, the Arctic train station in Anaheim, California. I can get anywhere I need to be. I can take this train around the world, baby.
I have a question for you.
Real quick. Azrael, we have Congo Crush watching. Is that a...
Is somebody translating the program to Congo? I know Congo don't speak the King's English so good.
There you go.
But I've seen him write some things on Facebook translated. I like Congo Crush. You got them titties like on National Geographic. Yeah.
Do you?
You remember being like 10 and you open up that magazine, you're like, oh my God.
No.
The indigenous people, my lord.
Like,
Those are titties.
that's what a fucking...
No, for some
You
reason...
get them like a speed bag and you
I
just
never-
start working the boobies.
I never got to the National Geographic. For some reason, my stepdad thought it was okay to leave,
John just walks in the
Hustler
backyard.
magazines in the bathroom.
Or you're holding up the vibrail
Yeah, he
board.
just thought it was fine. I don't know.
That was your national geo.
God. But
Everybody's got to learn in their own way.
I guess. So, okay, you alluded to the fact earlier that this weekend you defended your D6, the D6W, is that how you say it?
Destination 6. Wrestling.
Wrestling title.
Hell yeah, it is.
Take us through that match, who you were up against and how it went.
Well, Johnny Suave has been a veteran of wrestling for over 10 years. Used to wrestle in the Anaheim, California area for Mach 1. That's the first time that I saw him. And he's been wrestling in Cactus League Wrestling out in Arizona and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood out in Arizona. He wrestled Darby Allin recently. So, a tough customer is Johnny Suave, let me tell you. He's very versatile. We're about the same size, very evenly matched matchup. So what we got here in the Gates of Hell match is like a Hell in the Cell concept.
Tell me to open the front of it.
Imagine a big cage around the wrestling ring, leaving the ringside area open with barbed wire on 3 out of the 4 sides, so we can't escape. There's only one way out of hell, because hell is a prison locked from the inside, and we are the key holders. And I decided that I needed to leave hell, and I was going to keep my Destination 6 championship. To gain the right to leave hell, you have to pin or make the other guy submit. So I gave one up pretty quick. He got me with the leg bar. But I'm like, you know what? I dislocated my kneecap a little bit. I don't need it to get any worse than it already is. So Johnny Suave got the first submission. Good for Johnny Suave. But what Johnny Suave isn't good at is making friends. And I am a man who's very good at making friends and alliances and so on and so forth. So Freddie Hellmouth, so to speak, was at the mouth of hell. My minions prevented anyone from escaping, as is their job and task to follow me around. And they prevented Suave from escaping. I got a hold of him. Boom! Codebreaker. Boom! DDT, the nail in the coffin, so to speak. Boom! 1-1. So then it was a race to get the hell out of that cage as soon as possible. Barbed wire all over the place. Wow. So we had one option. Either I had to go through him or he had to go through me. And by the end of the day, I always find a way. By the end of the night, I always win the fight. And I found a way. Me and Johnny Suave climbing down the side of the cage. He bonked my head. I fell about 12 feet to my doom. I landed on my feet, and he landed in the arms of divine intervention, keeping his feet from touching the floor, allowing me, because my boys know what I like. I will take some pain. I will take a bullet if it means that I get to hold on to my championship belt. So they caught that fool Suave. They all fell down together. They were willing to lay down the bunt, so to speak, to move me over, and I landed on my feet, and still the Destination 6 champion.
That's right.
Well, congratulations on a successful title defense, if not altogether honest and forthcoming.
It feels like every week we're on here talking about how I just had the best match of my career. We had Little Cholo and Mariachi, and we beat them in like 30 seconds, man. They're the top tag team in this industry.
We laid that whooping on them?
We ran them out of Orange County.
I highly doubt it, because every time we go up against a team, they seem to either find their way out of OCCW or just out of the ring completely, because that's what we do. We lay suckers out, lay them down, and kick them out.
I mean, and you did what you had to do, God bless you. So, the best of me is rubbing off on you. I am a leader. I am a motivator. I am teaching people how to get the job done. And when it came down to it on the fourth down, B.A. Marcus Frey punted one of them fools right up between his goalpost, and we held on to our tag team championship like it matters. Because just win, baby. Just win.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's very exciting. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and a big shout out to D6. I understand they had a couple of VIP chairs for us out there. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Had family that was out of town and visiting. So maybe in September I'll make my appearance at D6 with that same VIP treatment.
They got 2 chairs reserved just for the 2 of you fellas. They came all the way out from Barstow to see our last show. Couldn't be more grateful for the support. Thank you all very kindly. But, I'm sure it's more likely to come from Barstow to beautiful Orange County than it is to go from Orange County to Bar. Do more people visit Disneyland, or do more people visit, like, the Del Taco?
That's probably pretty close second, but,
But you like wrestling. Hey, your buddy Hell Kid is there. Hell Kid likes you,
Hell
by
Kid
the
is
way.
a good dude,
He
man.
remembers you. Hell Kid's very nice to me.
You know what? Funny thing, you should mention that. I once dropped an elbow on Hell Kid on the hood of a car, a moving 4x4 car. The car was driving. I climbed up the top, put him on, dropped an elbow on it. It was the only brush I ever had with any sort of hardcore wrestling. So, Hell Kid, if you're out there, hey, remember that. I'm glad you're doing well, and I wish you the best. You're now older than I was when you started calling me an old man. Just keep that in mind.
And he's very grateful for the opportunity you presented to him by having him put him in the ring against Abraham Lincoln.
Anyway, I did. Just for the record, I never wrestled Abraham Lincoln. He was already dead by the time I was born.
Oh,
but
it would have been an honor.
All right, let's talk a little bit. All right, last night, I'm sure everyone in the wrestling fandom out there and in the wrestling business over here had an opportunity, including myself, to watch Raw for the first time in a long time. Now, the reason why I actually tuned in to Raw, whereas I'll usually watch other things.
Because the great American hero, Mr. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
was on
Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, brother.
Everybody knows how much I love Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I
Piece
know.
of garbage.
I watched it for the reunion to see who was there, and they had some really cool people there. They had, take us through it a little bit and tell us what some of your favorite parts
I didn't
were.
see a goddamn
You didn't
minute
see it.
of
How about you?
No.
And you know what? You saved yourself 3 hours of
I-
absolute garbage.
I could not disagree with you more.
Well.
All right. Here's what let me just what did Joey? Did you watch
Some
it?
say
Yes, I
potato,
watched it.
others say bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm calling bullshit on this one because
it had its moments. And, it had Crooked Eye Shawn Michaels there. This Crooked Eye, and
Jesus.
and then and then some of the old guys that came through that won the 27 whatever championship belt.
yeah,
Made their
24/7.
little-
Yeah, that was
kind of.
But if for no other reason, to wait for 2 hours and 50 minutes to see Stone Cold Steve Austin's amazing promo that he cut, and let me tell you something, this should put all the writers, all the staff in the WWE on notice, because there was a man, right, who brought WWE from almost down and out all the way to where it is now by being able to not only wrestle, obviously, but cut
but
the
cut a
great.
promo.
He cut a promo that makes the Hard Times promo look like nothing, pale in comparison.
Yeah.
So, it's too bad. And he looks fantastic still. He looks like he's in great shape. Maybe, maybe the writers, from what I understand, WWE is, their guys are forced to read from a script verbatim. I think it would be a good lesson for everyone to take in that, hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin cut the most amazing promo. The crowd was up. Guys like me, old bitter dudes, were watching going, yeah, because Stone Cold said so, that kind of thing.
Well, and that's the thing is promos like that were not written back in the day. Promos like
Right.
that were brought from the loins. You had a guy that knew that he could talk on the mic. You gave him a mic, and everybody remembers when he won the King of the Ring as the ringmaster, and then cut that promo where it was just like, who is this guy? He made you notice him. And now they don't do that. They put the mic in the hand and they say this.
And that is my point exactly.
I mean, Stone Cold always worked because he's Stone Cold Steve Austin 24/7. Like that's not a gimmick for him.
Right,
That's him all the time. Like that's a lot of genuine anger and hatred in that man from like the first like 6-7 years of his wrestling career.
Oh, yeah.
When WCW like screwed him around, we got Intercontinental title, got dropped
World
on his head, had to
Championship
vacate the damn thing.
No.
He genuinely pissed off. He hates Eric Bischoff with a goddamn passion. So he just transferred that over from somebody that he didn't have access to at that point to Vince McMahon that he did, and that was the source of the feud. And Vince McMahon couldn't shit on Bret Hart because he was over in WCW, so he could fight with Steve Austin.
Yeah.
So you just put the proxies, and they had just genuine emotion between the two.
And I think some of our wrestlers cut the best promos when it comes from genuine emotion. Like one of our local guys, Mr. Mikey O'Shea, he cuts some of his best promos when he just puts it all out on the table and says what he's feeling. Shout out to Mikey O'Shea. I know it's your birthday today.
Happy birthday,
happy
Mike!
birthday, big homie.
Yeah, everybody wish Mikey O'Shea a happy birthday. He's was he 33 today?
You know what he can do better than Bruce
liver
Lee?
or his,
Live past 32.
Yeah, there you go.
How about that with all your ching chong changs?
The views and opinions of Azrael are the views and opinions of Azrael alone. They do not represent the Royal Ramble, Orange County
Mike.
Championship Wrestling, nor the Free Admission Channel.
Mike can't do
Send
push-ups
all
on
your
one
hate mail to
finger,
him.
but he's
That's
still
not an
walking
actual word
around
in China.
being joyful and whatnot.
Okay, so based on the people who actually you say you watched it, you liked
Yeah, I
it?
watched. I like some of it. I was kind of thrilled when RVD came out. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, God, that guy looked more baked than a friggin'
Yeah, he thought he
Country
was on
ham.
TNA.
Oh,
He was
gee
like,
whiz.
welcome to the Impact Zone.
If those eyes got any redder, they'd be mistaken for the sun.
I noticed the tag team guys, the guys from NXT
Street
were kind of
Profits,
making fun of him a little
yeah.
bit.
Oh, were they?
They're throwing some shots. It was
Oh,
pretty
good,
funny.
good.
Which I mean, okay, so here's what I got from all of those appearances, though. It was nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. Like I get it, you know. We all live in the time where wrestling was great with guys like that, and we clamor to see, you know, wrestlers like that return. But when they come back and they do absolutely nothing, you know, like Ron Simmons, I love Ron Simmons, and you know he's been the damn gimmick for
20 years
now.
20 years,
You
yeah.
know, and it's like, if you can't really get in the ring and hack it anymore, I get it, but you know, those that can, give them an opportunity.
Like, I've seen this show a couple times.
You know-
they've had the Let's Bring Everybody Back on multiple occasions now in
And
the
the
last
last
year.
one was
It's every
when
couple months.
Because they do it every time that they're celebrating a, you know,
Well, I think
an anniversary. And the last anniversary was episode 1000. This one was episode 1365. So that means that the last time that they did this was a year ago.
no, that's 6 years ago because they're on every week.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
6 years ago. Did you do the math? All right. It's like the girl said, "Oh, there haven't even been that many presidents as there are Super Bowls." All right. So, okay, here's what I think, and here's why I think why they chose that. I think that with the bringing in of what's that scumbag's name? Paul Heyman and the other scumbag Eric Bischoff. I think this is kind of like a censure,
Right.
A pause in the action, right? So maybe they may reset the whole thing. They may just hit the reset button and then
they-
start again.
They
anew.
did come out with when asked, they did say that was the last time that they were going to do a reunion show.
Okay.
They said that they,
Well.
which I mean,
It's like a retirement match.
right? You know, like you could say whatever you want and go take it back and go back on it, but they did say that was supposed to be the cap to, you know, saying thank you to all those that got us started on this road, and now they're going to keep going down the road of the what is this era that they're calling the edgy era?
Edgy.
That's the name of this newest era.
Okay,
so.
well, let's
you don't name an era until like that time
Until
is
it's over.
past.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? You can't
Exactly.
like give yourself a cool nickname. Like it's like nicknaming yourself. Like I'm the Hammer, and people are like, "No, you're like 142 pounds.
Yeah, you're
Get
more like
fucked,"
the
you know?
nail.
Like,
No, I feel that, and here's what I think. I think that it's important to know that the WWE realize they do have a problem. I mean, they're losing viewers, and I don't just mean ratings points. I mean viewers. Period. I mean, guys
Ticket
like me
sales,
who've watched
everything.
wrestling their entire life are hard pressed to remember the last. I can't, remember the last time I watched the whole Raw episode. But I think what's even more important is that they're willing to start anew if that's indeed what they're doing. Maybe they'll give the wrestlers a little more room to work their own promos? Like, because all those writers had to be watching Stone Cold Steve Austin and be watching everyone popping like 12-year-olds, and then turn around and say, "Would you have written that? Which one of us would have written that promo for him?" None of them. That's how.
Well, because the only ones that they still give creative control to are like New Day. They let them do their own thing, and then you have Bray Wyatt. They let him do kind of ad lib and do his own thing. I love Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
It's because it brings back a sense of when those lights go out, you have no clue what's going to happen next. You know it's going to be him, just like when the Undertaker used to do it. You knew it was going to be Undertaker, but like it was literally one of those moments of, I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
And has he got the new finisher now? He's doing like a mandible claw type of thing. He's choking people out with it. Is he staying with it?
Because of it was
no sister.
But like he's not going to keep doing it because it looks. I mean, him choking a guy out with the lights going like that isn't bad.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
No, I thought it was something great, but I think that he did it for gimmick's sake, because the week before when he took out Finn Balor, he still did the Sister Abigail. Yeah. So I think he pulled out the mandible claw to for the fact that he took out Mick Foley.
Homage to Mick Foley.
I mean, I've seen him before. Like he's like a mankind with an interesting offense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
everything
he's got the same
about
body
him
type.
is something to be seen.
So there you go. There you have it. Some differing opinions on the reunion of WWE Monday Night Raw.
Half a million extra people tuned in. So
Yeah.
hopefully that 500,000 people came for Hulk Hogan, but hopefully you'll stay for Ricochet and whatnot.
And on to that point, I watched that because I absolutely his whole career I despised Hulk Hogan. Right, I thought he was an insult to my intelligence when I was 11 years old.
Did you see the picture of Booker T looking at Hulk Hogan? They got like a still frame of like one of the things, and heck, he's looking murdered.
Really?
Hulk Hogan's back.
Yeah, I
it's
can't
pretty
stand
Funny because he said on his podcast that he's let it go. He's forgiven him.
Bro.
So it's like
we coming for
that
you,
when
Hulk
the guy's
Hogan.
not right in front of you, right? But if you watch how the crowd, yay, Hulk Hogan, woo, right? But when it's Stone Cold hit, when you hear the glass shatter, it was just like it was 1998 and the Monday Night Wars were still going on. I mean, he didn't miss a beat. It was really, really good to see.
Yeah.
All right, that said, August 17th, Saturday, August 17th, 2019, here at the Della O Training Center, Orange County Championship Wrestling presents another exciting night of wrestling in OCCW's Last Stand. That's right, exciting pro wrestling, where the crew from Orange County Championship Wrestling will make a last-ditch effort to stave off the attack of the dreaded Lucha Pro organization that has been seeping through our walls like so much mold, right?
Yes, exactly.
And right now, let
me point out one thing though. One thing that is hilarious to me
Okay.
is everybody wants to sit there and run their mouth about OCCW, but every chance that they get, they want to get a team together to try and tear us down. Last time it was Exodus. This time it's Lucha Pro. God damn it, what's next? D6, you gonna come out here and take a shot? Like everybody wants to take a shot at OCCW.
Yeah. Bring your tag team champions to
Bring
OCCW. I mean, never mind. We're cool. Stay where you are.
I don't think John
Don't
understands.
you come here, you bastards.
Helmet and Freddie Forrest are tag team
I
champions.
think
Yeah, never mind with all that.
you know what? That's not a bad
let's
idea.
Let's just agree to disagree.
No, I
that's
think no.
fine.
You know what? I think I can make
No,
that happen.
that's cool.
I'll get into some
They
discussions with them.
can-
That's a good idea.
OCCW tag team.
Yeah.
That'd be
Stay where they are. It's
I see
okay.
D6. Yeah, I know them.
Let's just agree.
I'm gonna give them a call. I have them both on speed.
You know what?
No, it's fine.
I
It's
actually
fine.
wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
of
that
course, that doesn't bother you at all.
Why would it?
Oh, fine.
All right.
It's fine, Dandy.
We're gonna go over the card a little bit. Before we do, I wanted to invite the next gentleman. He is a former OCCW heavyweight champion. He is the current. Oddly enough, he is the current Lucha Pro heavyweight champion. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gusten Thunder Uberstud.
Dun 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 dun.
Yay!
Dun 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 dun. Did we just gain 500 million viewers?
We certainly did.
We did something close to
I am the Hulk Hogan of OCCW, brother. Here I am. I am here to save
Yeah.
the show.
Mike
Being a lot
Campaign
friendlier to
Bar.
him than Hulk Hogan would be. I'll tell you that much.
Right, wait, get in the shot. See that?
When
See
it
that
comes
monitor there?
crashing
I'm gonna scoot down.
Real nice and close to BA.
Oh, Jesus
We're
Christ.
gonna
So
become
Lucha Pro's
friendly.
running its own show here in a little bit, right?
What are you talking about?
August 8th, I believe. I seen a flyer. I believe I saw your picture. You are their champion.
Yes, I am their champion.
Who's champion?
He's the Lucha
I
Pro
am the-
champion.
I know that.
And they have it August 8th.
You introduced me.
Who's champion? Not
He's
who
doing
is.
something
Who's,
there.
HOSE. Who's champion? Lucha Pro, not who is. Never mind. Anyway.
Like whose line is it?
Yes, thank you. Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead with what?
Well,
I'm the
What's
champion.
your match on that day? And
Okay,
such?
this August 17th at the Della O Training Center, you are scheduled to wrestle VPOC. Vito, how do you say his last name? Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
That's right.
Easy. How'd you not remember that?
Yeah, okay, so you're scheduled to defend your vaunted Lucha Pro title. I know that isn't really what you wanted. I know you wanted to get your title back from Vintage Dragon. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna have my day with him. Don't you worry. We're gonna have another romp.
yeah, okay.
Romp in the sheets, as they say.
No, you're not going to be romping in the sheets at my show.
Yeah, eat
My-
that cannoli.
Tell us.
I don't know. VPOC is extra thick. He a dummy thick waifu.
Yeah, he ain't,
You know what I mean?
like a
As the
big
kids
calzone.
say. Yeah.
check your chin when he swings at
Hey, VPOC is the biggest, toughest, strongest guy in Lucha Pro. You got a heavy challenge coming your way, sir. I hope you've been training with the stretchy band and whatnot, and that you're going to be ready for all that ravioli.
Oh, I've been doing the stretches. I've been lifting the weights, and I've been eating the pasta, baby. VPOC, he might be a big bad boy, but he's gonna be my little naughty boy when I bang him over my knee come August 17th. You better believe it. This Lucha
Spank him
Pro
up, beat him
title
up, cannoli.
ain't coming. It ain't going anywhere. It's coming somewhere.
Gonna
It's coming
smack
right
the
here.
SpaghettiOs out of him.
It's staying here. That's what I'm trying to say.
And there's a Lucha Pro show coming up a
coming to
week
stay.
before that, right?
This Lucha Pro. What?
Lucha Pro, that you are the champion of,
We
has a show
established that.
the week before, right?
Yes.
Yes, August
Yes.
8th, I believe.
Correct.
On Florence Avenue, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, and I'm going to be.
How do you
be
feel about defending your belt
teaming
there in East LA?
with the millennials, Daniel Moon's boys, and Daniel Moon, you better keep your nose clean, big boy. Because I know you're a dirty boy, and I know you roll around with those Lucha Pro boys.
Yeah, you got to watch your back on that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any of those Lucha Pro guys.
So Danny Moon's on your team?
You're on a team with Danny Moon.
No, I'm on a team with Danny Moon's team.
Okay.
Oh, so Danny
So who's
Moon-
fighting who?
Two guys that usually team with Danny Moon are now going to be teaming.
Okay.
I gotcha.
That'd be like Danny Devine is one of them. Am I the only one who watches wrestling from this area?
No,
the
clearly-
millennials are like
clearly you're
Danny
not, because you
Devine,
didn't watch Monday Night Raw
Danny
last
Moon. I don't give a. I don't
Okay,
get
well,
paid
who
by
gives a
Monday
fuck
Night
about
Raw.
So who's what's
Danny
the
Moon's
difference in
actually
the
on
millennials?
your
The
show, though.
millennials
I know who
versus the
Danny Moon
Starbucks.
is. Okay, so
There we
millennials
go.
versus the Starbucks. So
Yeah,
that's
so
Vintage
don't,
Dragon.
don't think I don't know. You know, there could be some shenanigans going on here.
Absolutely.
Because it's a whole bunch of Lucha Pro. I know it. I know Vintage Dragon. I know your tricks. I come ready, big boy. Danny Moon, nose clean. Don't make me wipe it for you.
Yeah, you know what? You best stay on the straight and narrow, because not only is Gusten Thunder Uberstud a dangerous individual, he has us having his back.
Yeah.
Right? So no one.
Wait, are you guys all going to be there?
Are we? Are we going?
I mean, I might be there in spirit.
Hey,
I'm gonna pray for you.
Does your spirit also do a sidewalk slam? Because that's the only way your spirit's going to help me out.
We'll make sure you're covered. Don't you worry about that. All right. Let's go over this card a little bit. We also have Guy Cool versus Vintage Dragon for the Orange County Championship Wrestling heavyweight title. Now, everyone in this business knows who Guy Cool is, right? Guy Cool is popular with the ladies. He's popular with the kids. He's
He
popular.
got a boat. He popular with me.
And I've beat him before, so he's popular with me.
And he's popular with Azrael here.
He spit beer in my face before.
Guy Cool made me party when I didn't even want to party.
I don't know.
He ruined my AA.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He's the worst sponsor of all time.
Now,
Poured
that's an
beer all
interesting
over me.
question. Last time Guy Cool was in the building, BA punched him in the face on my behalf. So what are you going to do this time? Now that he's in there with Vintage Dragon, who are you going to punch in the face?
Well,
Who would you... Here comes a question for the panel. Who would you rather punch in the face?
I mean, can I punch them both?
Absolutely.
That is an answer.
But not until Guy Cool gets our title off of Vintage Dragon. That man has more lives than a narcoleptic cat. I swear to God, he handcuffed himself to the post last time. And when I say the post, I don't mean a post. I mean the American Legion post. He handcuffed himself
To a literal post in the post.
and refused to get back in the ring and wound up defending his title in that respect. So hopefully, Guy Cool will fare a little bit better. Maybe he'll catch Vintage taking him lightly or whatnot, and it should be an exciting match. We also go
Word
ahead.
of advice for Guy Cool: read the fine print.
Yeah.
Yes,
Always snaking his way out.
that's right. You know, our man Gus in here made him submit, and the
I
fine.
snaked my way in, and he snaked his way out.
Ah.
Read the fine print, Guy Cool.
Yeah, the guy's got more than a few tricks up his sleeve. La Raza will be in action, in tag team action. We're going to see Chris Camacho in action. Heidi will be in action. So don't forget, that's Last Stand, August 17th, 2019 here at the Della O Training Center. That is 8381 Catella Avenue, Unit J here in beautiful uptown Stanton. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6 p.m. Do not miss it. Tickets are...
You can't take the train to it though. There's no train track close by. But
There might be.
Yeah, there's one...
I mean, this
There's a
Arctic
train
can
track
get me
right here,
anywhere
isn't
I
there?
want to go. Let me go look at the board
Just
real
around
quick.
the
Hold
corner,
on.
is there a train track right there?
maybe later. So that said, that's...
A bunch of homeless people over here, though. That's messed up. Hey, yo, get a job! Get a job, you homo! You can't just be living here! Pieces of trash!
Hey, what about that one pushing the shopping cart? That I don't think that's...
That's an honest living. That's recycling. That's good for the environment.
Oh, that's John Allen. That's John Allen. Hey.
John Allen. Well, I've heard
That's John Allen pushing his shopping cart now. Okay, I wanted to ask you all a little bit. Now, you guys haven't traveled. Have you? What's the farthest you guys have traveled to work a show, like from your home to there and back?
Just got in the car, drove, and
To work
drove
a
right
show.
back.
Or fly.
Barstow.
Barstow,
I'd say Las Vegas is definitely the farthest.
Las Vegas.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
far.
I've flown, but that wasn't like a get in the car, drive, and drive back.
Well, I mean, okay,
about
distance.
2.5 hours.
Distance,
just driving, and then.
where do you
Like,
go?
you're from the
2.5
East
hours
Coast, like a 6-hour drive, and you can cross like 15 states.
Yeah.
Like here, a 6-hour drive is like I went from California to farther east in California
Yeah.
still. And
This is also true.
I'm out of gas.
Okay, so the reason why I ask is I'm curious as to how far you would drive, to work a show. Now, how far would you drive to see a show?
Depends on who's on the card.
Does it?
Yeah, because that's the thing is I'm not going to just drive out like Barstow about 2.5 hours out. That's great. You know, I went, did my damn thing, got my money, came home. But if I'm going to watch someone, I'm not going to just go. Oh, I'm going to go see a random independent show with nobody that I give a damn on it to go see a show and drive a round trip of almost 5 hours. You know, like there's got to be a draw. There's got to be somebody on that car.
Does it
that
have to be a
actually
car ride or can it be a plane?
It can be whatever you want it to be. Yeah.
Because like literally the farthest I can make it in a car is Vegas. I've done that. It's like 6 hours there,
To see a
something
show?
like that. I was on, but also I saw some stuff. Like we were at the tryout for TNA Impact, so we
Right.
did that, and then I saw all the Impact tapings. So like to make it there and back in a day, I'm falling asleep at the wheel on my way back. So it was like
I've done-
any
I've
farther
done the
than that
Vegas-
would be
I've done the Vegas.
give me
You've done
2
the Vegas
days.
Yeah.
All right. I
lot.
think it's interesting because there was a time when there was virtually no wrestling really here in Southern California. You had lucha shows, but that was about it. You know, you could go to LA and maybe find one or two. This was pre-internet time, and I remember driving to the high desert, you know, to see a wrestling show. I remember going all the way to the middle of the Marine base in Pendleton to see the Fabulous Moolah actually do a quick appearance in an indie show.
Did you please the Marines? Was
I
it
don't
a
know.
USO show?
And no. But I'm just
Marine.
curious, is there more indie wrestling now, and are people less likely to travel for it? Because come on, people drive up to Port Hueneme for those TV
I've been.
tapings,
It's,
right?
it's a beautiful drive,
Oh,
by
it
the
is
way, though, up
beautiful, yeah.
PCH. And like
Oxnard and all that?
there's a lovely like seafood restaurant right on the beach, right outside the place.
Okay,
It's a lovely
okay.
facility.
I mean, to answer your question, I do feel like we are starting to offer more
Yeah.
in the local stint of wrestling.
Okay.
Which is, it's not a bad thing. I think it's going to give people more of an incentive to go out because they're going to want to compare and contrast.
Right.
You know, because you even if you don't know anybody on the card, if you're looking at the flyer and you're going, oh, it's like 15, 20 minutes away from me.
Right.
If I ain't got nothing to do on that Saturday night, I'm going to watch some wrestling. You know, so I think that it's great to have more shows running locally because I think it's going to do nothing but help the business.
Okay.
There's not one, like, it's not like the days where there's one major promotion for 5 states either.
No.
You know? So
The
That was the
territories.
ECW's advantage. Like they have like the big crowd, but also it's like they were like the only thing for like states in every direction with like the top guys, the top 20 guys in wrestling in the Northeast.
Right.
That's your crap.
That's interesting. The reason why I asked is someone hit me up, wanted to know. They were asking me a bunch of details about our show, like how many matches has this guy won, and where else has this guy wrestled, and did he win over there? I'm like, why do you want to know all these things, right? Well, I'm 6 hours away, and I want to know if I want to drive 6 hours to see your show. I go, well, okay. Do you really need? Is this really going to convince you that Mikey O'Shea has pinned everyone on so and so's roster?
he needs to know the history of our cards before he.
I kind of just look at the
yeah,
flyer.
that's what I want.
Look
I
at the
think it would
flyer.
make
Look at the
sense.
YouTube footage for whatever company if you really want to know before you go.
Yeah.
And as a fan, it would make sense for me like if I sat there and said, shoot, we could build the fact that we got a guy that has made appearances on Monday Night Raw on the card. We got a guy that has made multiple appearances on SmackDown on the card. You know, these are faces that have been out there and in the industry. So yeah, if you want to sit there and ask questions about our card, we got some viable entertainers on our card.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the winning and losing.
Yeah,
ratio
that's what I
has to
thought
do
was
with
really
that
odd,
either,
yeah.
though. I mean,
How many-
some of the greatest performers that you would ever
Ric
want to
Flair
see
probably-
lost all the time.
Probably Ric Flair probably has a losing record. I bet you somewhere someone
If
has
you
written
were to
down,
really go through
and he
and
got
analyze
disqualified and counted out more times than anybody in the history of.
Yeah, probably.
You know.
Yeah.
That said, speaking of which, this Saturday, what is that? The 28th? Is that Saturday the 28th?
Yeah.
GCF. Oh, GCF.
Yeah, they're on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday
Yes.
the 28th.
Yeah.
GCF will be making its appearance, its tri-monthly appearance here at the Della O Training Center with From the Ashes, right? That is Chris Cadillac versus Ruby Reyes in the main event. Mikey O'Shea will take on SoCal Crazy. BA, Marcus Frey,
that's right.
was going to put the beat down on Freddie Helmuth and DI. All right? Tickets are...
I'm gonna be there. Well,
you ready
I'm
to?
very conflicted as to what I'm coming out to the ring with somebody. I'm gonna flip a coin or do a devil dance or
You really have to
something.
flip a coin?
I mean,
Hey,
gonna
how
flip
about
a
look,
coin?
man, you flip
Look,
that
man,
damn
like,
title that
they-
you got around
they-
your waist.
all right, by God.
that should be your deciding factor.
Heads BA, tails Helmet.
Tails BA because
It's
you know
on
what?
its side.
Well-
Oh, what devil magic is this?
What devil?
All you need to know is that
Oh.
title around your waist.
I
should be
mean-
dictating who you go out with.
I mean, you're cool, but they helped me win the heavyweight
I'm
championship.
cool.
They just caught the dude in the air for
he
me.
just said you're
Like,
cool,
look,
but.
you're,
Alright,
it's like,
cool.
you know, that's awesome and all.
I mean,
Look, man, I've known them
feel
for
like I'm getting
years.
friend zoned by a chick right
Look,
now.
man, like,
cool.
you're-
But
I
this
can
guy-
support you both. How about this? I'll just support you both. You know what? I'll be like Don Kane, and really the winner
I mean,
is
if
just
you-
going to put money in my
If you're
pocket.
Only in
gonna do
America.
that- if you're gonna do that, I suggest you stay in the back.
Cup with
Because-
one hand, stroke with the other.
Tickets are $10 online. They're $15 at the door. You go to Purple Pass /GCF. Right, Jamal Bostic? Let us know. Or you can get $15 here.
Come to the dojo. Pay cash money like a regular person.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to a lot of our fans watching. We got Paul Stitz is watching, Jessica Sky,
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jessica,
Mike
hey,
Guerrero.
Nancy.
Who else? Luther's watching.
Hey, Luther, get back in
Luis
the dojo.
Tapia.
Luis,
Joe-
we hope you're feeling well. Get well soon, brother. I know you got that thing going on. I don't know if you want us to talk about it online, but get better, feel better, look better. You're going to be okay. We'll be here when you're ready.
Joe Gonzalez from D6 is
Hey,
watching.
Joe.
Brian
How
Chastity.
you do, Joe?
Of
I'll bring
course,
him next time.
Christine Bell, you know who that is.
As long as you buy the ticket.
Congo Crush still watching. Of course, Christine Nicole.
Hi, Christina Nicole.
Isaac Molina. Jamal's watching.
Cheeky kid, yes.
Who else is out? We got a lot of people watching. Chris Alexander's watching.
Chris Alexander.
Our DJ SoCal is watching.
Hey,
Mindy Hinojosa is watching.
love you, girl.
10 Bears is actually watching too.
10 Bears!
And last but not least, we got Rachel. She's watching.
You want to say something smart? You want to say something smart?
I mean, I'll say.
No. You ain't gonna say nothing. All right. You ain't gonna say nothing.
Hi, Yamagata.
Why does it not sound so bad coming from you? I don't think I'm. Yeah.
Was that not? Was that? Did I not do it?
That was.
Because he didn't quite.
I don't know,
Say
man. I'd be
it.
threatened if it was
Right.
the Uber steward.
we
I
go,
mean,
here
I've
we go.
seen that man in a singlet, by God.
Here we go.
That's a lot of Uber steward.
Hey, yoga.
Don't listen to these guys. You know what? They're just jealous of me. That's all. And who can blame
No.
them? Who can blame them? Who can blame them?
I'm very jealous because she has some strength. I
I
saw
mean,
that.
Dude.
if y'all ain't seen it, y'all need to check it out.
video-
A handstand on one hand.
That is crazy.
That to me, I bow down to that.
Props to you, Rachel.
You know what?
One hand.
People call me an egomaniac, and they may or may not be right? But nothing is more humbling to a man who's been fighting his whole life, been, in the fitness world his whole life, to look at his woman and realize that she is physically pound for pound stronger than you are. You're like, oh my God.
Like you, it's one of those.
You could beat her in a fight, though.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, and that's the thing is, it's one of those things that you have to be thankful that she has the demeanor that she has.
Right.
Because if she really wanted to be a fighter, she probably could choke all of us out.
Yeah.
Nah, man, nah.
I've
been
rolled
around.
with you. Definitely you.
We can
Yes.
fight. Nah.
I ran into some women that could fuck up a dude.
I rolled with Danny. I'm pretty sure she could probably take you.
Unlikely.
Okay.
Unlikely. I can get to the lotus position like no other.
Yes, that's right. All right. Now, so once again, that's From the Ashes, GCF, Sunday. July 28th. July 28th at the Della Oak Training Center. You'll see some of the top talent in Orange County, as well as from around other places in Southern Cal. PurplePass.com, GC Fashes. Oh, GCF Ashes. GC GCF Ashes. All right. And speaking from the heart, both Jamal and Joey and Sheridan and just about everyone involved with GCF, I'm really glad that we became friends and that we've been able to work with each other because you've made my experience in the wrestling business in SoCal that much richer. I don't mean to sound too sappy or anything like that. I just... a guy who's gone out of his way to make enemies is pretty nice to make friends once in a while.
And me speaking from the bottom of my heart.
And the heart of his bottom.
Thank you so much for paying me to take out these punk-ass members of Divine Intervention. I am doing Orange County Wrestling a favor.
If you want to make sure that Angel doesn't make the show, that's fine. I don't care. Whatever you do before the program doesn't bother me any. Just don't interfere in our matches. All of our titles need to stay right where they are. Thank you very much. And just mind your own business. just mind it.
All right, ladies and
I've fought for the helmets before. You were in for a struggle.
My business should be our business. That's what you need to really.
I agree, and I've got your back.
What about our business? We still got the longest running match in the history of wrestling ever.
And we need to handle that business.
Don't be coming in on my business.
I'm going into
paying you
East
by the hour.
LA.
It's been going on for over 6 months now.
We still don't have a winner. It's like, George Hackenschmidt versus Kyle Gash in the 30-second fall. In the old 1903.
We now come to that portion of our show where we joyfully refer to as topics, whereas I will put a topic on the table open for discussion. Each of the panelists will have 1 minute.
Let them know what it is.
We'll have 1 minute to respond and 1 minute only, all right? They have not been prepped. How come his is bigger than yours, BA?
Hey, it ain't always about length. I got
Really?
the, I
It
got
looks
the,
a little thicker, too.
It's what you do with it, everybody.
You want to hold it?
They call me too.
I'm good.
All right.
At least mine shines in the light.
All right. I'm sorry, folks. Sometimes you
Don't
just...
be ageist just because mine's a little bit,
Yours is old as shit. That's what yours is.
You're starting to
it's got a
tan there.
sheen to it.
Our first topic.
The patina.
Bumps and bruises.
Who wants the first topic? We'll give it to Azrael because Azrael is always quick.
Goostin Ubers, dude.
Okay, now we haven't seen much of it lately. I don't know if they've gone back to it. All right, I'm pretty sure. I think I hit that out.
Communism, yes, it's coming back.
But our
I
first,
approve.
But our first topic is the octagonal ring.
Okay, go for
The
it.
octagon-shaped ring. Octagonal. That's what octagonal means. 8 sides. Right?
So they're doing that for wrestling?
For TNA. Remember TNA had the octagonal?
Wasn't there
ring?
always 6-sided?
Oh, sorry. 6. So it was a pentagonal.
Rings of funny shape.
Pentagonal. All right. I thought it was 8.
Dodecahedron.
That's 12.
That's a
All right,
lot of sides.
Now you ready? So, okay, the multi-sided ring.
Okay, shoot.
Go.
I think it adds some uniqueness. We got like the UFC is very popular. You throw some ropes on that, and then you got like a whole different ring setup. It's a little bit harder than the traditional four-corner setup. If you've ever fallen in one, there's a big difference. It's not quite as cushy as the four-sided ring, but you can do a lot of different things. It was like one of the staples of TNA that made it different than other shows. I thought it was a bad idea to get rid of it. I think that was Hulk Hogan, I believe, coming in and thinking, I ain't taking a damn bump in this thing. My ass is not hitting this piece of junk. So D6W has the six-sided ring. It's got the two long sides and then the corners and the sides.
Right,
so you
right.
got
I've
like a
wrestled in that ring
longer,
before, yeah.
you got a long corner to corner. We used it for mind games, me versus Rudy. You can do a lot of creative things with it because you got different sides to bounce off of that you don't necessarily have in a four-sided ring. And I think whatever you can do to make your show different than others, the better. You can definitely have like more of like a UFC fight in an octagonal-shaped ring if you want to do that. I remember when they had like the Lion's Den with like Ken Shamrock
Salad
versus
match, yeah.
Owen Hart. That was
Remember
cool.
that? Time. Very good. All right. So that's a lot of talking on a multi-sided ring. We're going to throw this question to Gusten Thunder Uberstud and go.
I've actually never wrestled in one, so I can't speak to its firmness or its softness. But I would be interested in trying it out. You know, a new experience for everybody involved. But I will say this: I'm kind of a traditional guy. I like the old school wrestling. I like the old school characters. I like the old school ring, and I think there's probably a reason that it keeps going back to that. Even though TNA did it for a while, that they reverted back to okay, we're just gonna go with the old school style because I think it just works the best for everybody involved. But I do think that just to mix something up, it would be great. And like he was saying, if you wanted to do a cage match one, that would be cool. Or you wanted to do an MMA style show in one, that would be cool. So I do think just for the sake of mixing it up, I think it's a good idea. Me personally, just watching a wrestling show, just give me the traditional four-sided ring.
Time. All right. And, B.A. Marcus Frey. Ready?
Let's do it.
Go.
I mean, it's funny that Gusten says that he's into the traditional, and he likes everything a little bland and straightforward. He probably likes vanilla ice cream and missionary. Hey, I mean, it's all right. It's one of those things where everything is right, straight and narrow, but it's okay. I mean, you would give it you prefer the other stuff. That's all right. But no, all I'm trying to say is it's something different. It's something that pulls out the stops sometimes. It's not the best to wrestle in because those ropes get a little bit tighter when you kind of stretch them to multiple corners, and that the mat is not as forgiving in certain areas. But I mean that's all a part of the sport, and it's something different. And I actually liked it when TNA started with the six-sided, and the fact that they are talking about going back to it, or if that's what they've been rotating on, that's great. It's something different. Hulk Hogan was the one that actually came in and changed it originally, and I'm glad they're changing it back. Whatever he does needs to go the fuck away.
Thank you.
I heard an AJ Styles interview where he's like, I took my first bump in a WWE, and he's like, thank God I can do this for 5 more years. It's like the TNA ring was not kind.
I know you like more than vanilla. It's all right.
No, I just,
as God intended.
All right. Okay, now, this is a two-parter, right? So this may go hand in hand with the third one. All right, our first question, our question is going to be to you, B.A. Marcus Frey. The topic is John Moxley. John Moxley, go.
Mr. Dean Ambrose, John Moxley himself. I mean, he seems to be the talk of the town. He's doing a lot for the indie scene right now. I appreciate the fact that he didn't lay down when they told him, okay, you either conform to WWE or you're gone. And he literally said, I'm done with conforming, and I don't think the way that he handled things was the best when you tell someone I'm retiring from wrestling, and then the first thing that you do is you appear on their competition. Like it's kind of a way to burn a bridge. But we all have seen in the past that you could burn a bridge with WWE and eventually walk right over that same burnt ass bridge. A few years in the future. So we'll see what happens. But I think that right now he's doing a great job as far as taking a character that he wanted to build and taking it on the road.
Very good, very good. So very good take on the topic. Azrael, 1 minute. Jon Moxley.
There's some guys who you see and like they're just not good. They're not a WWE guy. It's not a good fit for their system. It's not the position. It's not. They're not the right guy for that job. With them being the only national option, they've signed like so much talent that they don't use or do anything with, and a lot of it's because they're not WWE type personalities. They're not going to read the script and do the thing the way that they want it done because they want to feel like I'm a rebel, I'm an outlaw. And Jon Moxley, that's obviously like his personality. He was never in great physical shape, so like him complaining about like he wasn't in the ring long enough with Brock Lesnar or whatever, because he's huge and you're not. You know what I mean? He got hurt and then got into something that looks like reasonable shape, and then he's obviously much happier doing what he's doing now with guys the size that he's presented with now and the level of athleticism that he has. I don't want to. He's more of a deathmatch wrestler than he is like a Seth Rollins with like the 450 or like a Ricochet. He's not like a next level athlete, but he's a good worker, good performer, and when he's with the right level of guy doing the stuff that he's good at, it works for him.
Very interesting take on that subject, right? All right. This takes us to Gusten Thunder Uberstud. The topic is Jon Moxley, and go.
Bring back the Lunatic Fringe. I liked it when one of my favorite times that I saw him was when he was in a match that was just sort of thrown together one night on Raw against Braun Strowman. Right? So he just kind of comes out, and he's got the long, greasy hair, and he just kind of shrugs it off like, I know I'm not going to win, so here we go. And it was a phenomenal performance.
I remember that match,
right?
Yes, I do.
I love that. I love that kind of that attitude of like, not everybody can be the biggest, the baddest that there is, but I'm going to get in there and do what I do.
Right,
and I really appreciated that from him. And I like that a little bit more than when his character sort of transitioned towards the end of his stint in WWE. And I'm not sure how far he's going to run with it now to like this kind of like big macho tough guy that everybody else also tries to display. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's better than him talking to a potted plant.
I agree. All right, now this the next topic kind of fits with the last topic. Okay, now the question was Jon Moxley, and this next topic is Seth Rollins' opinion thereof. I'm gonna go with.
Wait, I don't understand
Seth Rollins' opinion of Jon Moxley. Have you been paying attention to what he's been saying?
No, what
about
is
Jon
his
Moxley?
opinion
No?
about?
I remember. I know.
All right,
I know where you're driving this
thank you.
conversation.
Go.
All right, cool. Like Seth Rollins, the WWE champion. He's the standard, or was whatever until recent times. He still is. So he's like the standard. So of course he's gonna take a dump on the guy that left. They did the same thing to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold took his ball and went home because he didn't want to lose to Brock Lesnar on a Raw with no build up to it or whatever. So whatever guy is leaving, like that's their job. Like people, Seth Rollins, he's gonna shit on Will Ospreay. Cool, let him. That's his job. That's his position. He's in the top spot, and he wants to rain down on the guys that aren't. He's there fighting desperately to try to improve the ratings on the company, and one of his buddies left to go pursue things that make him happy, but that's not really helping Seth Rollins. So if he's a little bitter about it, then he has every right to be. You know what I mean? He's working 4 nights a week, getting killed, and they want to cheer the guys who are doing like 3 times a month or whatever. And it's harder to wrestle 18 matches a month versus like the 6. Will Ospreay was talking about how he does about 260 days a year. That's still less than Seth Rollins' like 280 that he has to put out. So it's a different thing when you can do a different match if you're doing it that number of times.
Very good. That's good. Are you familiar with this topic?
I'm somewhat familiar.
All right. So we're going to go with BA, Marcus Frey, Seth Rollins, and his opinion on Jon Moxley.
I mean, I agree
Comments.
with Azrael on this. I mean, are you really going to come out in support of a guy that probably lied to your face and the company when he said that he was retiring, and they honored him on his last night in WWE, as though, he had such a great career. We love you. Thank you so much. And then you turn around and go to the competition, it's a shit move.
Chicken shit.
It is, be real about it. You wanted to move on to what you felt was greener pastures, then just say that. Like, I don't get why guys have to hide what they're doing in this business. Be real and upfront, especially with guys that rode with you for the last, 10 years of your career almost there. It was one of those things where it was like, we are this family. We're portraying that we're this family, me, you, and Roman Reigns, and you lie to our faces. So yeah, that's why he's coming out bitter about it. So he's saying, fuck you.
Yeah, good for him. And it's like he said, I tore my meniscus. I'm not going to be able to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
All right, we've come to that.
Well, just a quick interjection on one point there. Just like with any company, you can't say you're going to another company if you're still at that company.
Right.
So I do understand, but did anybody ever doubt that he was going there?
Yeah,
right.
But don't say
the
you're
rumors
retired.
were out there forever. I think everybody knew that's what he was going to do.
So then why did they have that farewell show for him?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I do know you can't say if you're still with one company, you can't say, I'm just leaving here to go next door to the competition.
And that makes sense. But I think most guys that when they do leave, they just say, I'm unhappy and I want to go.
Right.
But they don't say, I'm retiring. From
but he probably didn't want to lose to Nia Jax for the last 3 months of his life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's got to dance the dance a little bit to get to where he needed to go. Interesting
opinions all the way on. Good points on both sides. Okay, we have come to that point in the show where our Tuesday night challenge here in the basement of the high-rise building that houses the Royal Ramble, also houses OCCW's training ring and center. So, are we ready to go, Robert? Yeah. All right, we're going to the Delo Training Center. We're going into the ring here. We should be up.
You got to give me a 15-minute warning before these things, so I can get down there and make sure Camacho let it.
All right. So on the right we have Eddie Vice. On the left we have Alexander Vega, the La Raza version of Grimace from the McDonald's commercials. Quick lockup, Eddie Vice. Ooh.
I mean, the fact that you're locking up with a guy that is stronger than you.
Showing his inexperience, stepping out. The arm, headlock.
He's showing the fact that he got some wrestling background.
Trading holds.
He does have that amateur.
Yeah, that amateur wrestling background is working in his favor.
Trading holds. Oh, ate a knee to the midsection there.
Some bets are off if you're going to be a cheapskate.
There you go.
Big shot to the mush.
Don't get that in NCAA, do you? Piece of shit.
I noticed we got some fans in the blue over there, huh?
Oh yeah, that's Aiden and Christian, the Matuziak boys. Oh, splash or bull rush into the corner. Two hand choke. Got a 5 count to let him go.
You're just letting these little kids watch them solve their differences with violence?
But you know what? Sometimes kids need to learn what violence really is and not just see it on TV.
Violence gets so much better.
Come on, Eddie, don't.
Yes. Oh, a headbutt. Deceptive headbutt from Eddie Vice.
There you go.
Shoulder block doesn't quite go the way he wanted.
He ain't any
He's
shoulder
try it
block.
again. To the shoulder block again.
There it is.
One more time. Come on, one more. It'll get better. You're wearing him down. Oh, there you go.
There we go. You got out.
Quicker than him.
Neck breaker from Eddie Vice puts Alexander Vega down for the 2 count. Was that 1?
Oh, hello.
Oh,
It's real now. It's on now, boy. Shirts down, straps down, guns out.
prior to his pink phase, Adrian Adonis looked an awful lot like Eddie Vice here.
Oh, shakalaka.
Oh, big lariat from.
I'll take off my shirt.
Oh, a shirtless show?
No, let's not.
I've been doing keto, man. I'm getting kind of thin.
Oh, knee drop from Alexander Vega. That's a good job, Eddie Vice. Yeah. Does anyone know who this referee is? I see her doing all these matches down there. I never see her in the building.
She's getting a lot of work in every Tuesday. I mean,
Yeah.
Might want to get rid of Luther. We trade up from Luther. Oh.
I like her ref attire. It's pretty sweet.
Who taught that woman to count to 3? They shouldn't be in schools. Wearing
The
shoes.
views and opinions of Azrael, etc.
Who let her wear shoes? She's going to want to vote eventually.
Now wait a minute. We got all these.
Damn it, Eddie. Drop kick. Mess him up real good.
Here we go.
Oh.
He missed.
Eddie Buff.
There you go.
That looks like
That, yeah, I don't know it.
you take one of those school buses from Vegas.
No!
Eddie
Wait.
showing the heart of a lion, gets the kick out at 2. Right, still down though. Oh, Camacho
Shut the door behind you, Camacho. Shut the door behind you.
could not stay out of the action.
Where'd he come from?
Now wait a minute.
There's a little town called Tejupa down by the Rio Grande.
Camacho letting all these Lucha Pro people and sneaking around. You better find out about
I'm
this
sorry,
referee.
neither the referee or the people on the outside look like they have anything to do with anything lucha. Actually, looks like. Oh! Spine buster from Eddie Vice. Oh, with that short, high. Oh, and the back elbow puts down Alexander Vega. Vega still getting up. Short kick to the I think
That
it
was a
was.
short kick.
Suplex. Oh, to a cradle. 1, 2. Oh, 2.5 count. He's that close.
On that.
Camacho seems to be losing his mind outside of the ring.
I don't know if Camacho is for Eddie Vice or just excited to see violence.
You can never tell.
I'm sure he's probably just
Camacho.
happy to not be on the end of the basket.
He lost his mind.
Oh, that's hello.
Referee eats a left.
What do you
Yeah,
think about
know
that?
your place. Know your place.
Let's say, Danny, what do you think about
Get the hell
Azrael? What
back
do you
in
think
the
about
corner.
this?
Know your role. Oh!
Oh! 1, 2, 3. Camacho with the assist. Camacho with the assist. I don't know, was that a kendo stick that he busted across Vegas' head? Oh, well, you know. Hey, finally.
Ring downstairs.
Score 1 for our side. Fantastic.
That was a
Nice
great
work,
match.
Chris Camacho. Nice work, Eddie Bison. Better luck next time, La Raza.
Hey, what's happening?
Alexander Vega
Good job.
and the white kids outside. Uh-oh, what's this? Looks like
What is he?
Camacho
Still
might
his
not
wallet?
be done yet.
Oil rub. You know, like we all do, we get our ice bath and our hot oil.
I do not get a hot oil rub.
You're
No,
not around.
that's right.
You're long gone by this.
What is he smoking? That Peachy Mosca.
All right. Well,
Wow, that
congratulations to Eddie Vice. Fantastic. It looks like we might be getting back into the swing of things. I went for
job.
OCCW over
job,
Lucha
Eddie
Pro.
Vice.
Eddie Vice, you know there's going to be a little something in your weekly paycheck
Yeah.
this Friday.
Can we take off our shirts now?
No.
Oh.
All right. That will do it for tonight's show. Please remember, this Sunday, July 28th at 5:30 here at the Della O Training Center.
there.
GCF. Is it 5:30? Doors open and then
Something like that.
show bell times at 6?
In the vicinity.
GCF from the ashes. You see this man,
Yeah.
that man, and this man in exciting pro wrestling action. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jonathan Malice. This
It's Gusa Nubasad.
Your boy B.A.
And Azrael.
and for Joey the Bull.
Shirtless Joey the Bull.
Oh, there he is.
I'm about to go right now.
We'll see you next week. May all your bumps
Skin.
be in the ring.
He is longest running match in the history of wrestling. Let's get this going.